As I mentioned, still on top, 100% match ratio so far from Essendon, North Melbourne, St Kilda, Melbourne and Hawthorn making up the six, and looking down the ladder on the bottom, the Brisbane Bears still to break the ice. The AFL today continues after the break.
A wind over halfback, up forward by Tunbridge. Doolan doing good work at the front of the pack. Lawson a good gather. Off to Carroll. His left footer within scoring distance. The Swans need it here. It's knocked to the front. Oh, sock off the ground.
Baxter. Probing kick towards half forward. Holmes fisting away. Atkins read it superbly. Bacon goal square. Goal. Good kick.
Right to the edge of the goal square. Oh, Doolan does well. A banana kick. And a chance for Wright, who kicks the goal.
The Bulldogs. Owens looking to clear. Tunbridge, who's tried very hard, slaps it out. Atkins has got it now. Scrambled back by Hunter. And a good mark is taken by Charles, who's been lively at centre-half forward so far in this game. He'll take a good kick. He'll kick from about 40 metres out. Low trajectory. Hasn't got the carry. It just clears the pack. You can tell it's a goal. Hand passes back towards the centre of the ground. Wine picked it up well to Baxter. In open spaces, Foster. Foster can run to centre-half forward. Pops it over the top now. Sexton goes back, takes the mark. Distance shouldn't be a problem. Good-looking kick. It's home. After the siren. Just forward at centre wing. Troy Luff. McKenzie. Chance for Sydney now. He can go long and get in behind the defence. So it's a run back. Eccleston and Love. This will be interesting. They go towards the boundary line. Good use of the body by Love. Remains standing. Question of accuracy. He's kicked a goal. Great goal. Almost a great mark to Foster, but it falls to Love. He's been their most dangerous forward. Love finds Tui 15 metres out. Runs and gets another one.
Jackie Love and the Sydney Swans coming back in the closing stages of that quarter. Just 2 goals. Very low scoring but tight affair. So at three-quarter time, Footscray 4-9 had their chances. 4-9-33 leading Sydney 4-4-28. So just 5 points in it. We'll take a break. And heading our commentary team out there at the Western Oval is Drew Morfitt. We'll be back with Drew for the opening bounce of the final term in just a moment.
When we got Ted's superannuation payout, we thought we were rich. Then we realised we had to make it last the rest of our lives. So we had a chat to our bank manager at Westpac. He made sure we got the right investment advice. We're nice and comfortable now. Can't understand why some people take big risks with their money.
You can bank on us.
Christopher Skase has stashed one thing away. His wife, Pixie Skase, the socialite everyone loved, once the toast of the town, now living in obscurity on a farm in Spain. Who does she talk to? Can she come back? It all makes sense in the Sunday Age.
I can't go out and see them, Jeff. I can't afford the time.
But until Harry calls in, we can't reach him.
That's ridiculous. There must be a way we can contact our field staff quickly.
He doesn't know this has come up. And we've got to deal with it fast, and it's the best we can do.
I'm needed here. Having me running around all over the place is not good business, Jeff.
Well, what am I supposed to do about it?
Talk to someone. Look, this is no one's fault, but there has to be a better way.
What do you mean, mobile phones?
Possibly, but it may not be as simple as that.
Oh, you say talk to someone. But who would you trust?
I don't know, but we have to find them.
Because we can't go on like this.
There is someone.
It's that time of the year again. Tax time. And this year, doing your tax will be less of a hassle, because with TaxPack, most people will only have to answer the first 15 questions. And we've even included extra forms in case you need them. Tax Pack. Look out for it in your letterbox next week.
Nice clean football to start the last quarter with just 5 points in it. Footscray in front. Wind wins. Mitchell off the ground. Doesn't clear the mud. Ford doesn't clear the centre circle.
Oh, tunnel ball.
Mitchell, what a kick that was from ankle-deep mud. The Swans forward again, a goal here and they'll hit the front. But Del Rey is tackled high and the free kick is against Toohey. And 50 metres against Bernard Toohey.
Well, if it's 50, why wasn't it a report? Watch this again. Not there so much, but coming up shortly.
Oh!
Did you see that, Don?
No, I didn't.
Good thing we both missed it.
Toohey knew he was caught red hot. I think he was pleased to concede the 50.
Kick towards half forward. Cullen leads back in the race. Problems for Sydney. They've got the numbers there though. Nettlebeck taken high, shovels it out. Liberatore does nicely to Coleman from 45 metres out, gives it a ride, it's off target. And it goes for a minor score.
And that's why you've got to get the ascendancy early in these on adverse condition days, because that ball isn't new. It'll float, as you saw there, Coleman let it go from 45 metres out.
Nettlebeck to the outer side, off hands. That's Lewis. Sprays it, out of bounds on the full.
Good mark by the man in the blue coat over there, the hood and everything. Players have dropped harder marks than that, easier marks today.
Yes, but he has been playing well in recent weeks. This is Hunter on the boundary line. Kicks inside the attacking 50. Liberatore, as he's been all day at the base of the pack. Cullen keeps it in front. Page goes off the ground. Bayes in turn. Now he picks it up. Does he keep it in play? I think so. Opportunity for the Swans. Luff across to Carroll. Floats one down to centre wing. Wine stood his ground. Plays on. Tackled by Clarkson. Ball jarred free. Baxter going nowhere. Clarkson keeps it in front. Wine tries to go up the ground. Liberatore. Liberatore boots towards centre half forward. White goes back and takes the mark.
Well played by Stevie Wright. The Swans best and fairest last year. Away to Bayes. Good pick up out there by Clarkson.
Going backwards.
Going backwards in possession. Lewis. This kick just over centre wing. Bit going on before the ball arrived. Luff. McPherson back there for Footscray. Caught by Lawson, pulled off it, scooped off the deck by Love, great play. Love back to Lawson, looking promising for the Swans, but he lost his footing at the last moment. Love off the ground. Footscray out of trouble. And Cameron's kick, fingertip mark taken by Foster. Peter Foster, 7 marks, 22 possessions.
Terrific game. Best and fairest last season at the club. He turned 41 last Sunday.
Yes, there's a free kick. You see that.
Tunbridge.
Coleman going up for acceptances.
Brad Tunbridge going for distance. Gets a bit too down towards Toohey. Foster missed it. Toohey falls on top of it. Liberatore again. Luff has got it. Goes off the ground. Still a battle. That's Doolan. Couldn't control it. Clarkson dragged off it again. McPherson out wide. Foot race back towards the boundary line now. This ball will stay in play, I fancy. Just. And Hogg escorts it across.
34 plays 28. One straight kick the difference. Footscray have had 6 more scoring shots, but lead by only a goal. Here come the Swans. And top play there by Paul Kelly. Chest mark on the 50 to Toohey.
Now Toohey could kick this on a dry day.
Bernard Toohey, who kicked 6 in the second half last week against the Bears, goes for Love this time.
He's been the best forward on the ground this afternoon.
Jason Love for his 14th possession. Didn't like his chances of the distance. Centred. The mark wasn't taken by Lewis. Still the Swans have a chance just outside 50.
Oh, kick it.
Lawson gets the kick away. A diving mark. Not taken. I love it. Oh, it's desperate. Liberatore there. Caught by Mitchell. Off the ground, Baxter. Haven't cleared the area yet, Footscray. Ford over it. A chance here for Toohey. Toohey boot to ball. Shoving it through for a goal. The score's a level.
McEwen's Super Money Savers are here. With hot savings on this Cambrook multi-steamer at just $89, you'll save $10. This Cambrook 4-slice toaster is only $39.95. Money saved, $5. And this Cambrook T816 fan heater is a mighty money saver at $29.95. McEwen's Super Money Savers are products that can't be bought for less anywhere, saving you even more.
You can do it with McEwen's, 'cause we've got a million things.
This is the upgraded Holden Commodore fuel-injected V6. Australia's most powerful V6 and one of the most fuel-efficient engines around. 37 miles per gallon. Not bad, huh? Right now, a 1991 Commodore Executive like this, with automatic transmission and air conditioning, is only $23,470. You're saving nearly $2.5 on Australia's top-selling car. How good's that?
If you are left speechless by your old telephone system, contact Ericsson. Our business telephone systems are designed to keep your lines of communication open, so you can close more deals.
ANZ's superannuation products are so easy to understand, the penny is sure to drop. Talk to your financial advisor, or drop into ANZ to see one of ours.
Hey, every post's a winner. And in this week's Australasian Post, more cash and prizes in our $100,000 instant win game. Read the shocking story of the girl forced by her father to become a sex slave. The miracle of colossal cuddles. The stripper who died twice and lost 82 kilos. Meet a gutsy young boxer slugging it out to save his dying dad. The granny who beat off an armed bandit with a rissole. And check out Queensland's sexiest sisters. Aussie Post with our sensational $100,000 instant win game out now.
He's a daring adventurer who's in search of a lost city. A city of gold. Richard Chamberlain and Sharon Stone.
This is what you get for showing off.
In the action, the excitement. This could be it. Of a journey through legends and nightmares.
Looks like everything turned out its way.
Toyota presents Alan Quatermain and the Lost City of Gold tonight.
Scores are level at the Western Oval in a thriller. Off the ground by Carroll. Only gained about 5 metres. In fact, he goes after it. Del Rey to Baxter, who's had a good game. Towards half forward with a kick. Missed by Cullen.
Well
Page.
done.
Hurried kick. Sydney have got the numbers. Bayes over the ball. Gets it to Carroll. Sydney have kicked the last 3 goals in this game, and they're looking better. Inside their 50. Bluff goes off the ground. Breaking goal square, but it's wide of the target. Out of bounds in the left full forward pocket.
And they look a different team now, Sydney. They've got a smell of it, and things are just starting to go their way, where they were chasing tails early. Now Footscray will be chasing tails.
Boundary throw in. 54 points apiece. What a battle it's been. Baxter gets it out of bounds. Darren Baxter, 26 possessions. Thrown in, Wind, off the ground by Lewis. Mitchell towards the boundary line. McPherson taken across by Love.
Nineteen and a half minutes remaining. Baxter. Spills clear, well, it's hand passed, clear of the pack. Foster. Been a great player, Peter Foster. Beat Steve Kernahan here last week in similar conditions. Liberatore ridden into the ground. Knocked forward by Clarkson, but he can't clear the area. The umpire will throw it up again.
You can't speak too highly of the players of either side, Drew. They've been terrific this afternoon.
Well, it's been an entertaining game, despite the conditions. They've really shown commitment.
Clarkson, he's been in the thick of things, actually, since he came off the bench. Umpire will throw it up again. Justin McClarkson playing in his first AFL game.
He's done well too today, Wine.
Cameron kicked into the man. There's Clarkson, 34. Mitchell, Liberatore. They haven't been too far from each other all day. What a battle they've had. Mitchell is second in the AFL for possessions this season, and Liberatore last year's Brownlow medalist. Clean possession, Tunbridge. Hand passes to himself, and the ball just went out.
Just over 18 minutes remaining in the game. It's thrown in. Atkins dragged off it. Carroll misses the mark. Lawson through his legs. Off the ground, Cameron didn't go anywhere. Still they go. Mitchell gains about 20 metres with that soccer kick. Now an opportunity for Love. He kicked a great goal in the third quarter. Dragged off and hit the post. Gee whiz. Talk about improvisation.
They're in front.
So the Sydney Swans, lamentable last Sunday, lead at the Western Oval. There's the kick in. Forward the flyer. It's going to be a free kick.
I agree. Go long, go long.
And Doolan does go long, attempts to, at 25 metres out, and the mark is taken by Foster. What a tower of strength he has been, Peter Foster. Well, Footscray haven't scored a goal in this quarter. They didn't score a goal in the third quarter, and they'll struggle to get the points here. Liberatore goes in to apply the tackle. Carroll, number 7, the Sydney Swans skipper, comes out to Hogg. Kick up the ground, it was Hunter. Bayes, look at the spray of water there. Right. Gets a little kick up the ground, but on the chest of Coleman. Glenn Coleman, formerly of the Sydney Swans, and Fitzroy before Footscray.
And Baxter's off, and Cracker's coming on now. Baxter's picked up a lot of possession. That's an interesting move.
Charles knocks it on. Steve Wright half smothered the kick. Hawkins has it outside the 50. Not a good kick. It was blanketed. Down goes Hogg. Forward. Clean ball towards Hawkins. Going off the ground was Higgins. Out wide now, Luff. Meters in the clear. He can touch it down once. He can do it again. Winder's coming at him. He unloads. He kicks inside the attacking 50. Great defensive work by Gow. Had it got past, they were in trouble. Lawson socked out of there by Foster. At centre half back now for Footscray. Picked up by Lewis. Lewis, a low kick. It's all Footscray. A Bulldog curtain. Gow's kick a shocker. Wine goes off the ground. Kelly dragged off the hand pass. Tunbridge tries to fend off a player. Ball is the call. Ball is the decision.
Advantage paid.
Cameron's got it. Kicks towards centre wing. Doolan's in front. He missed it. Hogg is coming through. Close to the boundary line. Matthew Hogg.
Swans lead by a point halfway through the last quarter. The kick up towards the 50. Cullen uses his body well. Good pick up, Liberatore. He gets it away to Grant, who's had a down day. Wright's there for the Swans, tackled high, and he'll take the free kick.
It was lucky it went their way because Phil Cracker was all by himself. Had Footscray got it away, they would have got it to Cracker on a certain goal.
Free kicks evening up a bit. They're now 39-30. There was a margin of 15 late in the third quarter. Carroll. Dennis Carroll, a long kick to the advantage of the side. Toohey off the ground. After it again. McPherson shepherds the ball over the boundary line and will have a throw in at half forward.
Well, they seem to be running harder with the ball and at the ball, Sydney. Footscray chasing.
The Swans have lost their last 3 in a row, and it was a shocker last week when they lost to the Bears, the bottom team who hadn't won all season. And without Greg Williams, their champ, they're going well here today. Toohey, the kick inside half forward. Oh, fine mark taken by Hawkins.
Hawkins swings it out wide. Foot race. Coleman shielding the ball from Cordy. Down they go. Luff over the ball. Delray with him.
Oh, that is not right. He attempted to get rid of that.
They've been red hot today. Gow drops it. Confronted. Gets by Wright. Not a good kick. It wobbles across the ground. Lewis pushed Cullen in the back. Cullen will get the free kick alongside the centre circle. Take my word, it's in there somewhere.
Oh, look at that football.
Mark Cullen. Plenty of help. Oh, not his best kick. Doolan's got it. Doolan towards half forward. Sydney have a 3-on-2 situation here. Delray towards the boundary line was held without it. He'll get the free kick. Just under 14 minutes remaining in this game. And Footscray still goalless in the second half. Have been caught and passed by the Sydney Swans.
Sydney 35 to 34. Forward. Liberatore out to Cullen. Oh, smothered by Stevie Wright. The ball goes out of play. Oh, that would smart on a day like today.
Just looking down the other end of the ground, Holmes is not fit. Sydney are only playing with 17 men because Bolton's also injured. He's got his legs strapped.
Yes, Holmes is about as active as a goalpost, one end of the ground. The umpire's going to throw this in the air.
One must wonder whether Mackenzie's injured because he came off the ground. Is he fit? He could do a better job than Holmes down in that forward pocket.
Taller goalpost. Doolan. End on end it bounces. Hawkins. Good kick under pressure with a heavy ball. Inside 50.
Free kick.
Charles. No free kick for that. Wright is back there for the Swans. Coleman for Footscray. Good mark.
Ben Coleman going for distance. It's a good long kick. They'll go behind. Will be first back. Now it's a free kick. Middlebeck was pushed in the back by Chris Grant.
And Sexton about to come on. And Cullen will come off Footscray.
This is Lewis. The Swans defying the odds at the present time. Wright has played wonderfully well. To Lewis, who boots it around the outer side. Foster over the top, knocks it away from Carroll. Boundary throw in. Sexton back on the ground. Not a big crowd at the Western Oval, but now a very vocal one. Cordy and Coleman. Run by Cordy, taken by Atkins, who's certainly gone out of the game. Mitchell, Lawson, brilliant pickup. Mitchell.
I'd like to see him kick the ball a little more, Lawson. He gets the ball and he's always looking for someone. That's good play. It's unselfish play. But what would help your team on a day like today is to kick the ball. He's certainly winning it.
That was touched off the boot.
So it's a throw-in. Here go the Swans. Mitchell. 35 metres with that kick. Helped up the ground. Love, very
well
difficult
done,
for forwards. Well played by Jason Love. Comes to Carroll. A little left footer. Out wide to half forward flank. All Footscray back there. Hunter. High ball short of centre wing. Foster over the back. Wine. Back to Liberatore. Close to the boundary line. And Burnett too, he sees it out. They might be happy with a 1-point lead. There's 11 minutes to go, but you wouldn't back it in that anyone's going to score.
The last point was the sealer. There's a throw-in. Falls behind them. Mitchell diving in as Lewis. His second half has been very good. Ties it up. It's Bolton.
He's clearly not fit, and obviously Holmes is not fit.
Mackenzie was limping, so Holmes must be the best of them.
This has got to go down as one of the lowest scoring games ever. Just looking through the record, the lowest score ever in round 12 was 8-14 by Footscray. Geelong had kicked 5-13.
Mitchell, what a game he's played. Gave it to Tui. He kicks towards centre-half forward. Eccleston goes back, deep in his own defensive area. Gow sends play towards the outer side wing. And it bounces out of bounds.
The days are grey, the nights are long, so turn it on, oh turn it on, show me what you've got, turn it on, 'cause when you're hot, you're hot.
This mini-computer has the speed and performance to run over 100 terminals. But so does this, at a fraction of the cost. We're not called compact for nothing.
Right now, you'll get a great deal on a Mazda van, and we'll throw in an $800 Sid Chrome tool chest, and you get it on Mazda Utes as well. You get more from Mazda, and now you get a bonus tool chest.
Dances with Wolves. Winner of 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. Now showing across Australia.
Where to discover your new Land Rover Discovery.
Long before anyone else, Compaq introduced the world's first 386 PC. And long before anyone else, the world's first portable 386. As our competitors say, what will they think of next?
One every 16 minutes.
Motor vehicle theft in Victoria cost the community $244 million.
In Singapore, 458 cars were stolen last year. In Victoria, 642 cars stolen each week. Dean Alan Craig asks the question, has Singapore found a solution? Stop Thief, a 7 Nightly News special report, 6 o'clock Monday.
Well, the streetlights are coming on around Western Oval too. It's very, very dark out there.
Line, Atkins. Del Rey, up to half forward, fine mark, taken in defence by Page. Page across the ground he goes. Lewis tried to slide into it. Grant took the crumbs into Phil Cracker. He paddles the ball on, just like the old days between Phil and Jim when they were playing at North. But the Swans get the ball out again. Well, who's going to get the points here? Fantastic, going right down to the wire. 9 minutes left. Charles up high for Footscray. Umpire might have blown that up for Kelly, but he's going to take the ball himself and throw it in the air. 35 to 34, Don.
They can get it down quickly. They've got Sexton and Nettlebeck on the Footscray forward line. It's a very open Footscray forward line.
Bayes in front, was interfered with. Hand on the shoulder. Charles can't believe it. Bayes has got the ball. Left half back in the gathering gloom. Towards centre wing, missed by Clarkson. Foster, well done. Liberatore to Hawkins. He wants distance on the kick and gets it down towards centre half forward. Sexton, in fact it was Cameron. Going through strongly, Cordy. Atkins, in his back. Atkins, up towards centre half forward.
You've got to drop a man in short. Everybody's going back for the long kick.
23rd possession, Simon Atkins. Good looking kick. Off hands. Getting back is Nettlebeck. With him is Sexton. He's a clever player, Sexton. Looking for Grant. Oh, Dennis Stewart did that in an FA Cup final. Atkins knocks it out. Going in solidly was Holt. Spills to Hawkins. Standing start. 40 metres out. Off hands. Out of bounds. It missed being behind by about a metre. It will be thrown in.
Oh, the Hawks had a couple of chances today. Any score then, a point would have levelled the scores. Charles hasn't made it from about 15 metres. It was touched off the boot. It's no mark. It's no mark. The umpire said play on. He's going to throw this in the air.
He called play on. Immediately the ball was kicked, the umpire.
It was obviously touched off the boot.
Actually, it wasn't a bad effort by Sexton to come down with that. Footscray need a point to level the scores, a goal to perhaps win the game. Carroll, the Swan skipper, out of defence.
This is Hunter. Hunter pushed in the back, surely. No. The ball. Whoa.
Well, he certainly was playing for it. But the umpire could have let it go. He give the free kick away. Oh.
Clarkson's got the free. Hunter would be happy to be stalking the umpire, I'd suggest. There's Clarkson towards centre wing. Good. Dodged a bullet there, Sydney. Foster missed it. Tui stumbles. Ball runs free. Del Rey. It spills to Mitchell. Now he can run about 30 metres. Mitchell running down towards the 50. Spare men everywhere for Sydney. Mitchell gets it to Tui. Tui from 35 metres out. It's a shocking kick down towards the kick-off line. Picked up by Lawson. Great tackle by Ford. In goes Holmes. Eccleston gets it across to McPherson. Out it comes to Foster. He fell over. Liberatore. And Footscray will bring it away.
He's going to get run down.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Fantastic.
Over the ball is Kelly, holding it.
Well, at least they're consistent. What some terrific efforts out there.
Under 6 minutes to go. The Swans lead by a point, 35 to 34. Atrocious conditions, but great endeavour. Carroll almost took the mark. Charles for Footscray. A little backhander. Didn't clear it. Carroll, well done.
Oh,
Tom, that's a throw. Oh, I said play on. Kelly got away with daylight robbery there. Clarkson, in his first game. Will he ever forget this? Inside the 50. Love. Eccleston, number 12.
Oh, he took his eye off.
Spent before he got there. McPherson. Chance here for the Swans. Clarkson again. His kick again inside 50. Hawkins dives to mark.
What a game.
Oh, terrific game. Really entertaining. It's not good football, but boy, these players are putting in.
Hawkins to the outer side. Not a good kick.
He's had a bad day, Dougie.
Out of bounds will be thrown in inside the last 5 minutes. Vital game, this one for the Bulldogs in the context of their finals aspirations. And Sydney resurrecting themselves after the debacle of last week. Liberatore, Lewis. Still Lewis. Liberatore slides in again. Carroll goes off the ground. Picked up by Hawkins. Boots it back towards midfield. Coleman. And Footscray coming forward. Nettlebeck, he's one out. Left it behind, he's held without it. Yes, he was held without it. He'll get the free kick. The whistle's gone. They're playing on. Not surprising they can't hear. This crowd is at fever pitch. Page, up from the back pocket. Wobbles one towards centre wing. Hawkins with great courage. Spills to Wine. Great tackle by Tunbridge. He backhands it out to Mitchell. And Mitchell's away on the outer side. Luff through his legs. Coming up McPherson, dragged to ground, knocked on by Hogg, taken by Del Rey. Del Rey gets it to Coleman. Carroll did well. Charles slides in. Carroll gets the kick away, back towards half forward. And it's going to be a Sydney free kick. I think it's Mitchell.
There's a definite.
Charles is down hurt after that smother on Carroll. He just flung himself horizontally from about 5 metres away. 3.5 minutes to go. The Swans by a point. McPherson. Whoa. Liberatore. A little hand pass away.
Holding the man.
Holding there. He didn't have the ball. Free kick to Mark Hunter.
Against Lawson.
Footscray need to get it 3/4 of the length of the ground and get something. This quarter they've kicked one behind and the Swans have kicked 1 goal 1. Swans have it. Forward they go. Bounces off the chest of Del Rey. Lawson made it a contest. Luff. Well played.
Just kick it.
Kicks it out wide. A chance here for Doolan. Up near the 50. Doolan keeps his footing. Kick that ball. Doolan up to full
He's
forward.
being held.
He is injured. He's got no chance. Holmes down there. Gow. Holmes after it. There's Holmes. He's nearly dead on his feet. Doolan. McPherson will force the ball. He's holding it.
You can't do that.
Says the umpire. Scotty's not happy.
The ball was out in front.
Official attendance today, 14,331. And each one of them is yelling. Hawkins at half back.
Did you go through the turnstile? Were you counted?
220. No, I wasn't.
Well, you're yelling. So are we.
There's Grant. Grant confronted. Would have been happy to pay for this, though. What a game it's been. Carroll.
Oh, good kick.
Sydney will not be denied. Kick into their forward line, and it's going to be a free kick, and it's going Footscray's way. Gow, who's been resolute in defence, goes in short. Hawkins couldn't control it. Doolan, he's played well, as is this man, Tunbridge.
He's coming to it, Luff.
Luff, very good second half. Liberatore in the grasp, gets it away to Wine. We're down to 140 now as the ball comes to centre wing. Coleman goes off the ground.
Phil Cracker trying to pick his feet out of the water. Hogg had a good run at it too. Footscray haven't been this far forward for about 15 minutes. Atkins, the hand pass to Ford. Footscray have some numbers. Down goes Ford. Cracker's there. Scoops it out. Cameron blazes and misses. Out on the full.
Holmes cannot walk down in that forward pocket. Mackenzie must be injured because he walked off as if there was nothing wrong. They need a fit men on the ground now. And they want to start and proud of that, Sydney.
You're getting a bit hoarse. Cordy, members side, big pack, off hands. Keeping it in front, Footscray work it towards their goal. Atkins on his knees to Cracker. Down he goes. Was he pushed in the back? The umpire's going to ball it up. The Swans still lead by a point. It's been that way for an eternity. As we said earlier, we've got a ball up, down towards the pocket. 45 seconds remaining. Bucks go at it. Can they hang on, Sydney? They're hanging on there as they drag Liberatore down.
We've got to get more players down there. They can block it up now, surely.
The last score was at the 8-minute mark. So we've gone nowhere for the last 20 minutes. The ball's out of play again. 24, 23. Sydney is going to win.
We don't say that yet, Drew. They've got to punch it back over the boundary line, Sydney, or these ruckmen. But Footscray got to open it up. There,
Wine, well played. McPherson. A score will level the scores. It's a point. Scores are level.
You and your big mouth.
And the siren is gone. The siren's gone. We've had a draw.
Yes, what a fantastic last quarter and what a wonderful game of football between Footscray and Sydney, and it's sad that no one won really. 4-11 to 5-5, so the points are shared out at the Western Oval, but the boys were excited, naturally enough. It was just great entertainment and well done to both sides. Bernard, too, was the only multiple scorer. He booted 2. We'll take a break, then come back and talk Sports World action with Bruce McAvaney, and then to VFL Park.
If there's one thing that'll test your loyalty,
G'day, Bob. What brings you out here? Oh, just passing. Oh, yeah.
it's all the power of a V6 four-wheel drive.
What do you reckon?
All the power of a 2.5-litre turbo diesel, or all the power of a 2.6-litre engine at a really good price.
Interested? Likely.
Yep, if there's one thing that'll test your loyalty, it's Triton.
There's still a few years till I retire. And sure, my company superannuation will be my golden handshake. But will there be enough in it to live well on? So I talked to my bank, Westpac. Their life company suggested I start a separate superannuation plan to top up what I've already got. Of course, these days, we've got to look after ourselves.
You can bank on us.
Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Cinematography, Best Sound, Best Music, Best Editing, Best Director, Dances with Wolves, winner of 7 Academy Awards including Best Picture, now showing across Australia.
Help me! You've got to help me! Let me in!
Let her in! Okay. Oh, hold this, hold it. Chocolate, I think.
He's caught the travel bug.
Is there a cure?
Take 2 of these.
Holiday and travel show?
Hundreds of exhibitors, thousands of ideas for traveling around Australia or in 50 countries. Expert advice. You can win a Qantas holiday.
Oh, Doctor, thank you.
Next.
You'll find a cure for the travel bug at the Holiday and Travel Show at the exhibition buildings.
They were street kids who only had one another to depend on. Now they're back together, but for better or worse.
Let me talk to the girls. None of your business.
A country practice Monday.
The storm clouds are gathering in Home and Away.
But what if you get sprung?
I won't. I've got somebody covering for me.
Man, no way. We're not... I said put a sock in it. Hey, lay off him.
So what are you going to do, Hayden? Get serious? Well, who's going to tell her? You? She's only going to think you're jealous.
Turbulent Times, 6:30 weeknights.
Welcome back. Well, with the weather as it is, it'll be a perfect morning for sitting back tomorrow morning and watching Bruce McAvaney and the team in Sports World. Bruce, first up, of course, another major just around the corner, the US Open.
I know you'll be looking forward to it, Sandy. Yes, Bob Shearer's coming in tomorrow morning. We'll look at all the big chances. Take a look at the Aussies, Woosnam, Faudo, Ballesteros. Got a pick, Sandy?
Actually, Bruce, I have got a pick, but before that, I've got a quick trivia question. They're playing at Hazeltine. Off the top of your head, who founded the course?
You've got me. Absolutely stunned me. Tell me.
His name was Totten Peavy Helfelfinger.
Oh, really? Your second cousin, Sandy?
Well, we go back a long way.
Yes, OK, tell me your selection.
I think that, considering present form, S. Ballesteros will do extremely well, and so will Bernhard Langer.
He's going to be very hard to beat. We've got the French Open, John Alexander coming down, Rob De Castella in the studio, lots of racing, and in footy, Sandy, Tony Liberatore and David Parkin. So, as you said, it's a good day to sit back and watch Sports World.
Bruce, regards to the Helfelfinger family. Thank you for that, Sports World, tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Now out to VFL Park. Well, of course, Collingwood were looking down the barrel. The reigning premiers had lost 5 in a row and were trying desperately to stop the rot. Carlton, on the other hand, had some bad press during the week, which upset David Parkin, and the boys were very determined to bounce back after their poor performance. That was against Footscray out at the Western Oval. Let's pick up play now in the first quarter, and the action there, we'll pick it up right at the start of the game.
And for Collingwood, Bernie, it looks like Christian is certainly one of the players. Yeah, they're starting already, Kernahan and Kelly.
Yes, well, Kelly's obviously lining up on Kernahan at centre-half back. Christian's starting on the bench, and it's very nasty here.
Actually, the Spirit, Carlton have enlisted the services of a few of their ex-players in the rooms. Collis, Dool, Jackson and Nichols were very prominent in the rooms before the game.
Away they go in more ways than one. The umpire wisely deciding to bounce the ball. The ball socket away for Carlton by Tarzan, out towards the centre wing position, picked up by Phillips. He was dragged off it, the ball socket forward. Well, in fact, almost. We'll see a bit of that today. A chance for the Blues again. Tarzan does the shepherding. In comes Fraser Brown, standing over the ball, wondering which way the umpire's decision is going to go.
Yeah, I think we're seeing some fireworks, Pete. Well, both sides need to fire up. Collingwood have lost their last 5, and Carlton have lost 3 out of their last 4.
Monkhurst up high. Ooh, it certainly won't be a day for tall timber. Michael Gaiter is going to get the free kick, playing his 100th game. It's taken a while to get there, but he's finally managed to crack 3 figures. So our congratulations to him. That's out of bounds. So boundary throw-in. Haven't seen wet conditions for a while, so really it's very hard to work out how these teams are going to adapt to it. Carlton didn't have any luck at all last week.
It's an interesting decision given against Justin Matten. He very, very often wraps his arm around the opposition player in the ruck contest.
Starcevic's kick, Dean underneath it. The ball socket away by Derui, going out towards the boundary line, or what's left of it. You can't see it really. And it will be another boundary throw-in.
Steve Derui playing his 50th game today too for Carlton, Pete, after being recruited from Perth.
Madden and Starcevic once again go at it. Madden clean tap down to Francis. Clean possession from him up to Mullane. Affects the hand pass. Good block by Bradley. Dean fits the ball back whence it came. Bradley went through, couldn't take the ball. Russell, that was Scott Russell. And Craig Bradley almost scores a try out there as the wrestle continues.
Well, I can't believe that decision.
Well, it's a free kick against Craig Bradley.
Well, what was he supposed to do?
He went for the dive, Robbo, and just took it straight over the boundary line.
50 metres, and this is the most contentious issue of the day. The 50-metre penalty.
How about the decade?
Well, the 50-metre penalty is absolutely ridiculous for minor infringements, and that's not even a 50-metre penalty because that was just about almost on the 50-metre line where that free kick was given.
It's not going to make much difference, is it? Tony Shaw kick a goal, and that's the penalty that they suffer.
First goal, Tony Shaw. Collingwood, 1 goal. Carlton yet to score.
And just getting back to that free kick, Robbo, Craig Bradley, he was obviously playing for a free kick, just dived, went for the dive. He thought that Tony Shaw was about to tackle him, but he went for the dive straight over the boundary line, made no effort whatsoever to get rid of it.
And the umpire's electing to just throw the ball in the air. Collingwood get the tap out. Chance in there.
Oh, gee, there's some heavy work going on in there.
Some Kernahan's and everything.
Starcevic in there with Stephen Kernahan. The kick by Monkhurst to centre-half forward, no mark taken. Strong play by Williams, gets the ball to Brown. Brown kicks it long into the square. It may bounce through, it does, but it's offline and through for a point. So both sides fired up. No doubt about the importance of this game for both teams. Carlton have won 4 and lost 5. Collingwood, on the other hand, have won 3, lost 6 with a draw. And both teams losing contact with the 6 as David Kernahan kicks the ball back into centre-half back. Monkhurst taps it further forward. Chance for Tarzan playing his first game for Carlton. Out towards Hannah. He overruns it. In comes Hawker, but the free kick will go to Gayfer. Advantage ruled no. Shane Morwood looking to run away with it, but Gayfer may have the job tagging Millum Hannah on the wing, which is an interesting one, and Gayfer will kick Collingwood into attack.
He kicks to right half forward. No day for high flyers today. A lot of the work and a lot of heavy work is going to be on the ground. That's Tarzan, number 45. What a day to make your debut against the club's all-time rival in conditions that are anything but good. The ball slapped away by Phillips. A chance for Shaw, who kicked the only goal scored so far, and a good mark taken down there by Sexton. Sexton just up from the left-back pocket, centering kick by the Carlton rookie. More good body work by Gleeson. Ball softened away by David Kernahan up towards the centre wing position. Fraser Brown again off the ground. Kernahan has been in everything.
Free kick.
Yes, had to be.
Too severe, Craig Kelly on Kernahan then.
Incidentally, just before that, he was spoken to, and Kelly, by the emergency umpire. I don't think any numbers were taken, but obviously a warning was given because that's been on for a while. Arceri, Carlton's only goal kicker, would you believe, last week at the Western Oval. And it came with about 1 minute to go in the game.
34 seconds, Pete.
Thank you, Robbo. But John Elliott pointed out in the official lunch the last time Carlton scored 1 goal back in the 60s, they went on to win the premiership. So the Blues are hoping that that's an omen. Knocked down by Monkhurst. The umpire's found a free kick on the shoulder.
Now here's a 50 metres. Bernie, what do you think about that, where if the players don't hear the whistle, we often see players stop?
Well, even I think, Robbo, if you do hear the whistle, you're not sure which way the free kick is going. And the 50-metre penalty is far too severe.
Maybe it should be 25, Bernie. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't know. The 15 metres I like, Pete, because especially on the forward line, it can be very severe for minor infringements.
Yes, but players were getting away with murder, weren't they? Just stopping play, wasting time. 15 metres didn't seem adequate, and that's why it was brought in. Anyway, it's a good talking point. Brown takes the free kick from centre-half back for Collingwood. Alvin underneath it. A lot of players today wearing the long sleeves, which is certainly sensible under these conditions. Ball becoming very greasy. Mark again taken by Brown, almost in the same position.
Gavin Brown kicks it wide to half forward. Attempted tap over the top. Good gather by James. Left foot kick is reasonably effective. Hawker, slick handball, too quick for Alvin. Kick off the ground by Francis, comes back towards James. The free kick has been picked out of it. It's going to Carlton to be taken by Hawker on centre wing, maybe against Francis.
Yes, holding off the ball there. Glenn Hawker playing his first game for the season, a veteran, a former Essendon player that has been out of favour this season. 221 games to Glenn Hawker, 222 today.
Well, these conditions should suit him. He's probably lost a little bit of zip in his play. His kick has been marked by Monkhurst. And Monkhurst, who has been a little bit out of sorts this season, but doing well in the early part of this important game here at VFL Park. Up the centre wing, at the back Francis. A quick kick to half forward, 50 metres. A good effort there by Dean. Kwasiska tries to handball to Mullane, and the ball goes over for a boundary throw-in. And I noticed at least 3 players, Mullane, Kwasiska and Williams, have got the thigh pads on, which is becoming
in vogue,
a very prevalent thing today.
If you suffer from hamstring problems, it's sensible under these conditions. Gleeson's kick is a real up and under job. High. Morwood. Morwood kicks to half forward, and there's one of them we were mentioning. Robbo was. That's Darren Mullane. One of the players that Collingwood really does need to fire if they're to once again climb the heights of the ladder. Francis inside 50.
Very important player in the Collingwood side, Tony Francis. A hard tackling rover, a real terrier. And back in the side this week. A very good player, Darren Mullane, taking his time. No way of making the distance from there. And that's a very good mark.
Now, can he get the distance? Because he'd only be 45 metres out, but on a day like today, with the ball already heavy, it'll be a line ball, but Francis does it easily. It's a goal. And the Magpies off to a great start, 2-1. Carlton yet to score.
The stage is my life, but only part of the time. The rest I spend with my family and friends. They're the security I need to keep me in the real world, with real values.
Like Normie, we all want real value for money, and SIO's Agreed Value Sum Insured offers exactly that. It can save you thousands. Protect the value of your car with the right insurance.
And the best way to do that is through the SIO. We're here for you, we're family too, we're SIO.
SIO for all your insurance needs.
To develop the most advanced four-wheel drive in the world, we tested it in the most rugged country on earth. Please consider.
Listerine is the leading antiseptic mouthwash. Clinical tests prove Listerine reduces plaque by up to 50% over brushing alone, and it helps prevent new plaque from forming. Listerine, twice a day for a fresh, healthy mouth.
Christopher Skase has stashed one thing away. His wife, Pixie Skase, the socialite everyone loved. Once the toast of the town, now living in obscurity on a farm in Spain. Who does she talk to? Can she come back? It all makes sense in the Sunday age.
Next time you receive your fixed-term deposit notice, asking what you want to do with your flexible, attractive, taxable fixed-term deposit, tell them. Tell them you found an alternative. The flexible, attractive, tax-paid alternative. IOOF. Super Saver 2.
The best term deposit may not be a term deposit at all. It's IOOF Super Saver 2. Contact your advisor or IOOF branch now.
From George Lucas of Star Wars and Raiders comes the most breathtaking adventure of them all. A royal baby escapes the clutches of the evil queen, protected by Willow of the Little People. Small of stature, great of heart, he will face Lord Kale, the tiny Baronies, the hideous Hydra, and befriend the wild Mad Mardigan. Excitement, romance, and stunning Lucas effects.
Prophecy is true.
Bridgestone presents the premiere of Willow Sunday.
Solid start by Collingwood out at the park, opening up a 16-point lead, 4-1-25. Carlton are 1-3-9. And despite the weather conditions out at the park, 39,832 fans out at Waverley to see these two great rivals clash. This is the 203rd meeting of Carlton and Collingwood. Let's get back into the action now with Peter Landy and the team. With 14 minutes remaining in the second term, Carlton have kicked one goal and have closed the gap to 10 points.
Madden and Starcevic. Madden simply too tall, and he did well there, Simon Madden. Justin Madden. They both kicked their foot, and that's out of bounds in front of Craig Kelly. Robbo suggesting it could have been in the back.
No, he didn't try very hard to keep the ball in play, though.
That's deliberate, Robbo. Would have been a tough decision, I think.
He would have on a day like today. Chance for Carlton. It was like James, I think. Or was it? No, it was Fraser Brown. And a real scrimmage developing down there, and it's going to be a bounce.
So he's getting a fair bit of the football, Peter. Craig Bradley.
Doing well in this quarter, Robbo.
He's had 12 kicks for the match so far, Craig Bradley. No handballs and one mark.
A throw in the air at half forward for Carlton. They'll need to score from this foray up forward. Minton Connell can't control it. Shane Morwood off the ground. O'Sullivan overruns it. Now Shane Morwood. Arsiri the tackler. Shane Morwood's tap on. James over the top. Gayfer against James.
Yep, he ducked into that. And Gayfer did very well to keep the ball underneath young James. He's a very good player, only playing his third game.
Oh, what a shocking kick by Gayfer. Morwood holds the ball in, and this is going to be a free kick to Carlton against Shane Morwood, and it'll go to Hawker.
Yeah, pushing the back there by Shane Morwood, but just a terrible kick from Michael Gayfer.
And
went about 2 metres, I think.
Oh dear, it was really incredible, wasn't it? And Glenn Hawker, who kicked such a good goal in the first quarter, I doubt whether he can get the distance. He's 50 metres going for the torpedo. It drops in short, mark to Carlton, taken by Kernahan. About 12 metres out directly in front, and this man really is the impetus for the Blues. Whenever he does anything really big, the Carlton players seem to be motivated.
Yeah, but I agree, Robbo. People keep telling me he's had a very ordinary season, but every time I see him, he puts in 100%. Steve Kernahan, a tremendous mark, still averaging 7 marks for the season, and always takes the best player from the opposition to play on him out of their back line.
And I'm sure you know how difficult it is to play at centre-half forward.
Sure do.
Kernahan from 12 metres out, and he makes no mistake, he's kicked his second.
2 goals to Steve Kernahan, 3-3 to 4-1, 4 points in favour of Collingwood.
Yes, 2 goals in this quarter coming to Steve Kernahan. He's kicked the only goals for the term, in fact, and we're 15 minutes into the quarter, so that's how difficult it is to kick goals at the ground today. But that is a great mark by Steve Kernahan. Strong pair of hands, wet, greasy ball, and not an easy kick because it wasn't a drop punt, it was a torpedo that went wrong.
Only 4 points the difference now after the Blues trailed by 16 at the first change. Bradley, and he really has made the difference from midfield. Hawker, a hurried hand pass, Fraser Brown, you'll have to get rid of it quickly, he does. Minton Connell could put the Blues in front for the first time, and he has! Carlton hit the lead. So Collingwood stagnating after a magnificent start. Carlton 4-3 to 4-1 at VFL Park.
Yeah, they certainly have lifted, Robbo. You look a lot happier at the moment.
But what I was going to say, Bernie, there's nothing like a game between these two rivals to stir the blood, is there?
No, that's for sure. The two traditional rivals have been great combatants over the years. Simon Minton Connell, I think he's an exciting prospect. And Carlton players certainly celebrating after that goal.
The 203rd time that Carlton has played Collingwood. And another top contest. Back into the centre, 2 points the difference with 11 minutes to go in the first half. Collingwood got the first 4 goals, but Carlton's been the better side since, really. David Kernahan soccers off the ground, kicks it out towards the centre wing position. A real race out here, and it is going to be out of bounds just on Collingwood's side of centre. Tony Francis was the player that kicked it. Didn't really gain too many metres for his side. 10 3/4 minutes left in the first half.
Yeah, they made a move, Collingwood. Mick Gayfer now playing on Craig Bradley, so they're very worried about Bradley's drive out of the centre.
And Bernie, he just gets his foot to the ball so quickly, Craig Bradley. He's had something like 14 kicks in the first half, and I think it's his influence in this second quarter. Madden tries to tap it down. Barwick overruns it. Chance for Krasiska, bumped by Meldrum. Richardson can't get his kick away. James is caught with the football, and he's going to be penalised, and I thought that was a little red hot.
Yeah, pretty tough decision because he just grabbed the ball, and I thought he lost him in the tackle.
Krasiska now kicks Collingwood up to within scoring distance. Marking contest, no one can take it. Brown kicks it, good pressure Dean, and Tarzan there to help out. They thump it over for a boundary throw-in.
You can see that they've lifted noticeably, Robbo, in this quarter, haven't they? Peter Dean there, he's one of the most magnificent defenders playing the game, I feel, week in, week out.
Very dour defender is Peter Dean. The ball over the back of the pack. Phillips can't get out. And there's no way that Paul Williams was going anywhere there. And there's a wrestle on behind play. It is Gayfer and Bradley, and obviously Michael Gayfer suggesting that the close checking tactics may prove beneficial on Craig Bradley. Blues by 2 points. Meldrum can't control the football, and eventually it's kicked over on the full, and it's a free kick. Well, bad luck, Tony Francis. You kicked it, and Meldrum will take the free at half-back for Carlton. Meldrum, you can see the 50-metre line there from where Paul Meldrum's kicking the football. He'll kick it towards centre wing. Marking contest, ball comes to the back. Scott Russell finding it difficult in these conditions. Gayfer's caught. Kelly's handball, Shaw. quick kick. Carlton defenders go back. Ball comes through everybody. Kick off the ground by Tarzan, goes to Phillips. Phillips' kick is not too bad, but getting there too late, Hawker. And Kelly marks for Collingwood. He plays on quickly, kicks it back towards half forward. Marking contest back there. It comes out to Brown. Handball Meldrum. Meldrum over the top. Phillips is in trouble. Richardson. Meldrum gets it again. Kicks it back towards centre wing. Hawker and Morwood does well. Shane Morwood takes the mark on centre wing.
He might have got a free kick anyway, Robbo. I thought he was held well before the ball got down to him. He's kicked a half forward and a chance for the Magpie rookie. This is Lehman. 2-on-1 in favour of Carlton, and the Kernahan starring at both ends of the ground.
It looks like Gavin Brown may be playing at full forward now too, Pete.
David Kernahan hugs the boundary line with the kick. Madden, Monkhurst, and Monkhurst is the one to take the ball over. Let's go down to...
Free kick against Monkhurst there for flipping the ball away from the boundary umpire, wasting time.
Yes, and a good decision there. They have to put the ball down where it is, where it's gone out of bounds, and Monkhurst didn't conform with that. So a free kick to Justin Madden.
Gerard Healy.
Yes, thanks, Peter. Well, Doug Barwick's just limped off, and he's currently got ice on his hamstring. Apparently it is strained, and he will be doubtful for the rest of the game. He's had problems in that area for some time too, Pete, so not a good sign for Doug Barwick.
Tony Shaw spins out of trouble and then spins into trouble. He's well caught by Simon Minton-Connell. But the umpire obviously ruling that he didn't have a chance to get rid of the ball, and it will be balled up on centre wing. So Carlton to reassert their supremacy now after a very tardy start. Madden, good punch away. Tony Shaw onto Kelly. Going to be a Carlton free kick. What was that for?
Well, he's going berserk at the umpire. Well, he's pretty good.
He said it's a throw. I don't know how he saw it because he was positioned directly.
Look at Tony Shaw. He's gone all the way over to the umpire to let him know how disgusted he is.
And the umpire was directly yeah, that is a throw. That was a throw, but the umpire spotted it. I still don't know how he saw it from where he was positioned.
This is one of the players that made the difference. Steve Kernahan, 2 goals in this quarter. He and Craig Bradley. The last big interstate purchases by the Blues a few seasons back. Alvin was the flyer. Kelly. And that knock-on was as good as a kick, really. Oh, there he is again, Kernahan. Has marked an errant kick off the ground and a chance for his 3rd goal. Was it far enough, Bertie?
Yes, it was, Pete. Already 5 marks to Steve Kernahan. As I said earlier, he's been averaging 7 marks a match.
Bernie, I was just going to say the flattened hands where players let the ball slip through. This guy is terrific at stopping it.
He knows a bit about the caper, doesn't he?
He
taking the marks out in front of his body.
For his 3rd goal this quarter, kick number 7 for Steve Kernahan. 45 metres out. Pretty good sort of a kick, and he's got it. It's a goal. 3 goals this quarter for Steve Kernahan, and he set the Blues alight on a dreary Melbourne day. The scoreboard showing Carlton 5-3 to Collingwood 4-1.
Christopher Skase has stashed one thing away, his wife, Pixie Skase, the socialite everyone loved, once the toast of the town, now living in obscurity on a farm in Spain. Who does she talk to? Can she come back? It all makes sense in the Sunday age.
For instant heat that's hard to beat, go for Gold Air, portable, efficient and economical fan heaters.
Designed to be the best. Gold Air.
Gold Air heaters are available from your local Billy Guide store.
No AFL club in history has ever simply ceased to exist overnight. But if Fitzroy doesn't raise $800,000 by June the 30th, that's exactly what will happen. 107 years, 8 Brownlows, 8 premierships will all be buried forever. Please help save the Lions by sending your donation to this address or by phoning 650-2255, because without your help, Fitzroy is history.
Now, selecting pantyhose that really fit. in the colour you want is as simple as knowing your dress size. Osti Pantyhose, for women of all shapes and sizes.
Congratulations, Miss Bilston, on a truly imaginative suggestion using continental pasta and sauce. I've pinched your idea, and I'm serving this particular selection as a trio pasta for a deliciously authentic Italian meal. I am clever, aren't I, Miss Bilston?
Have you got a secret? Well, come on, tell us. What are you drinking? Caro. Oh, sorry, Caro Extra. Well, what's wrong with that? You thought about it, and now you prefer a good, wholesome drink without the caffeine. And you feel better, right? Well, what's the secret? There's someone just like you next door. Come out to Caro. Caro Extra. Feel better?
Are you smarter than the stars?
Hey, listen, we're all not as dopey as Fat Cat, you know?
Find out.
I win.
You win on the main event.
Next on Hinch, this man from Paran says he's blind.
But what we would like to know is exactly what you can see.
The only thing I can see is light and dark.
It was after others raised doubts that we decided to put him to the test. We call a blind man's bluff next on Hinch.
Carlton in the second quarter kicking what Collingwood did in the first, and the Blues hitting the front 5-4-34. Collingwood a 5-1-31 straight kicking, keeping the Pies in it, but the Blues certainly lifting their work rate. Let's go to the action now of the third quarter. Some 21 minutes left and no addition to the half-time score.
So it's a markable free kick to Kelly. Kelly's gone across goal. On a day like today, that could have almost come unstuck. McGuan. Hand pass over the top. Effective to Tony Shaw. A well-directed kick by the Collingwood captain to Rui. And game number 50, Arsiri, who went very high in the first quarter and has recovered okay. Carlton's only goal last week, Mark Arsiri, in the last minute of play at the Western Oval. Kernahan was the target. This could be another goal. Bradley. Kick number 14 is for full points. So Carlton goes further ahead, and the Bananas have it, obviously, 6-4 to 5-1.
It's doing it well, Carlton, and they look a lot cleaner than Collingwood at the moment. They've come out after half-time with renewed vigour. Good play by Arsiri to play on very quickly there. As he takes the free kick, the Collingwood players wanted to argue with the umpire, and Arsiri took the chance, the opportunity to play on quickly into the forward line. And there's Craig Bradley at the back of the pack, cleaning up. And that's what they must not do, Collingwood, argue.
Bradley's first goal, and Carlton getting the biggest break they've had so far in this match. James's hand pass is effective to Fraser Brown.
Carlton into attack again. Big punch from half back by Collingwood. Kick off the ground by Phillips. Arsiri in front of McGuan and does it pretty well. Flips it to Phillips' advantage. Hawker goes to Phillips. Phillips inside 50. A kick across to the front of the centre-half forward position. Kelly under pressure. Gay for helping out. Look at the pressure the Carlton forwards are putting on, which is terrific stuff. Hannah into an open goal. They'll get another one. Hannah gets his first goal, and the first two goals of the third quarter go to Carlton, and they open a very important gap. They lead by 15 points.
Yes, that's a big gap, Robbo, and everything's been going Carlton's way since quarter time. And I think one word you mentioned there, pressure, and that's certainly been plenty of pressure applied by the Carlton forwards to keep the ball into the forward line. Not a good handball there from Michael Gaither to Craig Kelly, who was under enormous pressure, and spilling out there to Mill Hannah, who finishes it off. But it's good to see the forwards working hard.
Madden, effectively taken away by James. Lovely hand pass to Meldrum. Blues into attack, and the mark taken by Minton Connell. He's jumped for a few, hasn't got many. There's no one home in the goal square. The kick goes into that position. It bounces to the right. Kelly, oh that could be nearly penalised. Will be. And Craig Kelly, it certainly was on the cards.
I think Craig Kelly's saying, hey, I tried to knock it through for a point, but that doesn't matter because the ball went out of bounds. No attempt whatsoever to keep it in play. And if the umpires are to be consistent, there's Kelly. I think he was trying to put it through the behinds.
Hit his foot. I'd like to see this guy try that spin kick. He has. And he's kicked the goal, I think. No, he hasn't. He's missed. Well, it's been made famous by South Australians. I think it's called a check side, isn't it, Peter?
Oh, I'm not a South Australian.
Check side punt in South Australia or a banana kick in Victoria.
Well, whatever it is, it didn't work there for Stephen Kernahan. and the Blues get their 5th behind on the scoreboard. 7-5. They lead Collingwood to a 5-1.
Magpies stagnating. 1 goal since early in the first quarter. Brown from McGuan's kick in. They need a couple here to get themselves going again. Back's got a heave-ho in the back. Nothing for it, perhaps surprisingly. Albin doesn't wait for the umpire's decision, decides to play on. That's a great mark taken by Phillips. He's taken a couple of good ones this quarter. Kernahan looking to make the lead. Torpedo punt into the goal square. He drops back. Kelly punches the ball this time out of bounds. It won't be penalised.
Good punch by Kelly in the finish. Kernahan had to sit on him then.
17 and a half minutes left in the third term. Those two will do the ruck work from the boundary throw in. As the South Australians call it a ball in while we're on the subject. Kim Russell, Lehman, Bradley. Had a great second quarter in which he got...
he dived on it, so he's going to be penalised. Consistent they've been up the umpires with this all day.
Yep. Yeah, good tackle there by Scotty Russell.
Left half-back flank he is. 2 Russells on the side today. The other one, Kim Russell, the elder brother. Kick to centre wing. Sexton and Christian. McGuan. And Collingwood mount something from this charge up forward. On it goes to Mullane. Around the boundary line, the long way home at VFL Park, and he's put it out of bounds on the full. So things not going Collingwood's way at the moment.
And Bernie, you're pointing to the same thing I pointed out.
Well, I just couldn't believe that Justin Madden ran alongside Mickey McGuan and didn't even attempt to get in there and apply the tackle.
Could have had a cup of tea and a sausage roll.
Kick up the centre wing. At the back, Shane Warwood. That looked very close to a throw. The umpire lets it go. Glenn Hawker, who kicked Carlton's first goal. The only one they got in the first quarter. Bradley trying to get front position and well played. Russell's there. So too is Kelly. Looping hand pass over the top. Can Collingwood get clear? They might if Shaw can pick up the ball. Has to get around 3 or 4 of them. Looks at the umpire.
The play on this up, I said.
And then goes ahead to take his kick. Monkhurst onto Francis. Francis' kick into space. Half forward line. Christian.
Free kick.
A good tackle on Sexton. The umpire says no free kick. Tarzan dives on it. Banks kicks the ball in play. Krasiska, a high kick. David Kernahan at the back of the pack was Ron McEwen, who started the day at full-back, now playing at full forward, obviously. Centering kick. This could be a goal to Williams. 3 metres out, and he's got it. And did they need that one? Collingwood. Williams gets up limping 7-5 to 6-1.
Yeah, they sure needed that, Pete. It's been, as you said, stagnation time for Collingwood since quarter time. And they had the opportunity to clear this away, Carlton. Didn't really work hard enough in defence. Ronnie McEwen doing well to keep the ball in front of him. Get that little kick in, maybe a little bit fortunate. And one of the bright prospects for Collingwood finishing it off, that's Paul Williams.
Carlton lead by 10 points. Very important goal for Collingwood. Phillips gets the ball out of the centre for Carlton. O'Sullivan could run onto it, but he taps it further forward. Gavin Brown gets his foot to the ball. Mick Connell's handball. Carlton are handling this wet ball a little bit better than the Magpies. Carlton mark Kernahan. Great hands, Stephen Kernahan.
Don't tell me, Robbo, don't tell me that this bloke is having a bad season. I've never seen him really play a bad game.
I'm glad you say it, Bernie, because he's got a lot of critics, and I agree with you. I think they're unnecessary critics, only because he sets such a high standard for himself.
Exactly. And to take the amount of marks that he has today, Steve Kernahan, 6 marks. We're only 11 minutes into this third quarter.
And we were reassured by the President that he will stay at Carlton, which is a good thing for the Carlton supporters. Kernahan is only about 30 metres out, directly in front, and he makes no mistake, he kicks his 4th goal. So the Blues answer that Collingwood goal very quickly. 8-5-53, Collingwood 6-1-37.
And Steve Kernahan is the only multiple goal scorer in the match. In fact, with 4 goals, the best from anyone else is 1 goal from any of the other players. Steve Kernahan went to full forward. Parker moved him in that first half, and he's kicked 3 goals in the second term, and now 1 in this third quarter.
And interesting too, he just gave a little bit of a nod of appreciation to the kick that came in. Now the ball back in the centre, Madden. Or they fight over it. Phillips, and behind the scenes, James in trouble. O'Sullivan leaves it behind. Tony Shaw goes for the second option, which was Gafer. Gafer's quick kick, indirect football by Collingwood. They're being forced wide. And Dean takes it over, and James, still in the hands of the trainers, back near the centre circle after that clash with Andrew Phillips. He's done pretty well, the young boy, and he's now rested himself away from the trainers.
Madden taps down. Shaw and Meldrum do battle. Chance for the Blues again. And that's out of bounds on the fall against Phillips.
I think it's going to...
Or is it going the other way?
Well, I think it might have come off Mullane's foot.
I thought Phillips kicked it into Mullane.
Yes, you're right, Robbo. You're right.
The umpire doesn't know which way it's going.
Well, it was certainly touched after it left Phillips' boot.
Very interesting one. And the kick taken down there by Williams. Tony Shaw. In the back will play on decision. Carlton really handled the whip ball well. Madden's hand pass to O'Sullivan. Good tackle applied by Monkhurst. Hanna, Brown, Hawker kicks inside 50. The Carlton forward line pretty open. Kernahan overruns it. Christian, Kernahan might still get it. No, he's left it for Arsieri. Arsieri goes goalwards and shoots, but misses.
Gee, that could have been a very, very important goal. 22 points it could have been if he'd have kicked that.
Again, Steve Kernahan applying the pressure, making the David Parker going off his brain there, Robbo.
And you wouldn't have seen much of that when you were playing for Fitzroy underneath him.
Very cool customer, isn't he?
You only heard the other end of it, is that right?
Parker more animated than he was in the first quarter when Carlton were getting a bit of a shellacking. He's certainly come to life as his players. Phillips on the end of the hand pass, kicks up towards half forward. Minton Connell couldn't take the mark. Bradley getting ridden into the ground. A give out to Richardson. Arsieri runs into trouble and had no chance of getting rid of the ball, so it does have to be a ball up.
Gee, there was some interesting situations there for the umpire, but he did it pretty well, Chris
I think
Mitchell.
The umpiring's been excellent today, Robert.
So do I agree, Pete.
Arsieri again, front posse. Chance for Bradley, who had an excellent second quarter. McGuan from the left half-back flank for the Magpies. Kicks into space out on the centre wing position. All Carlton. Brown should get there first. Options was Sexton, who applies a good shepherd. DeRuy went without the ball. Wasn't perhaps the best of hand passes we've seen this afternoon. And now Krasiska, the chance to put Collingwood into attack.
Krasiska's kicked to half forward. Brown has made good position. He can run on. There's a player on his own at centre half forward. It's Williams. And it's been held up. There's a free kick going to Carlton back on centre wing. Didn't see what it was for. Maybe the player, Krasiska, ran too far with the football.
I think that's what it was, Robbo.
And the Blues, a little fortunate. Elvin runs on, gathers precious meterage, and his kick nearly marked by Minton Connell. Tap on. Phillips leaves it for Arsieri. Arsieri to Phillips. Phillips into an open goal, and Andrew Phillips kicks another Carlton goal.
Today's game is part of the Carlton and United Breweries 1991 AFL Premiership season.
The Blues sneaking away to a handy lead in that third quarter and holding Collingwood in the final term. Carlton 12-10, 82. Kernahan 4, Minton Connell 3. Collingwood 10-62. Mickey McGuan was their chief contributor with 3 goals. We'll take a break, then be back with the man who's always in hot water, Scott Palmer.
The stage is my life, but only part of the time. The rest I spend with my family and friends. They're the security I need to keep me in the real world, with real values.
Like Normie, we all want real value for money, and SIO's Agreed Value Sum Insured offers exactly that. It can save you thousands. Protect the value of your car with the right insurance.
And the best way to do that is through the SIO. We're here for you, we're family too, we're SIO.
SIO for all your insurance needs.
Stock cubes are great. Then Continental had a greater idea. Continental powdered stock. Now you can exercise control over the amount of flavour in your cooking without having to exercise your fingers.
The Nissan Pintara TI, with air conditioning, power windows, central locking. It's the ultimate in luxury.
The Subaru Liberty GX has all of that.
What about cruise control? Power steering?
Absolutely. The Liberty also costs less than your Pintara.
No, wait.
It has a 3-year, 100,000-kilometre warranty.
Yeah, but...
And it's fully imported.
That's my car.
Test drive the Subaru Liberty GX now. Nothing else stacks up.
It's that time of the year again. Tax time. And this year, doing your tax will be less of a hassle because with TaxPack, most people will only have to answer the first 15 questions. And we've even included extra forms in case you need them. TaxPack. Look out for it in your letterbox next week.
What have you got there?
Germs.
Nasty?
Particularly the type that causes many sore throats. Ugly brutes. But this'll fix them.
Well, a cough lolly won't hurt them.
I know. But this is a Strepsils.
A Strepsils?
Yes, the two antiseptic, antibacterial ingredients in Strepsils actually attack the infection.
You've killed them.
Quite.
Medicated Strepsils. Works fast on sore throats.
There she goes, that's a run around Sue.
The only limitation of stock cubes is their limited range of sizes. Trust Continental to create powdered stock, so you can add a pinch or a pile of flavour to your cooking, which amounts to a free range of opportunities from Continental.
Welcome back. Time now for the Vulcan Hotspot with the man from the Sunday Herald Sun, Scotty Palmer. Scotty, it'll be hot water down at Geelong tonight.
Sure will, Alexander. Yes, they're cheering down at Cardinia Park with Gary Ablett back there today. It was a drizzling day down there, but he certainly livened things up at the park when he ran out there, and he looked magnificent too, I believe. Ran around with the team, did all the practice, and he'll play in the twos on Monday against the Hawthorn side.
And Scotty, George Harris has turned the heat on at Carlton.
Sure has. He's really slammed the Carlton committee. He said they're complacent, and he's urged things to happen out there, otherwise there could be disaster for the Blues.
Well, he wasn't the only one upset, because I believe that John Elliott at the lunch today had a bit to say.
Yes, John got up at the VFL Park and really slammed the AFL for their drafting proposal, which gives all these concessions to the West Coast Eagles, and it prompted Alan Schwab, the Executive Commissioner, to hastily form a press conference downstairs and refute some of Elliott's suggestions about, the Melbourne clubs joining together to stop all this happening.
Well, Peter Gordon too had something to say about that.
The same thing, yeah. The same thing happened at the Western Oval, so Schwab should have been getting a cab to get out of there, because Peter Gordon was very upset about the Eagles getting advantages over his side and Fitzroy and a few of the other struggling clubs in the competition.
Scotty, the two games today, Lee Matthews, he must be a very disillusioned man.
He said if the Magpies don't feel humiliated tonight, they should be. He said there's nothing more I can say. We played very, very badly, and I just don't know what the reasons are. Very, very disappointing for the Magpies. That's 6 on the trot now, and it looks very, very dim for them.
Whereas for Carlton, their faint finals hopes are still alive.
David Parkin wouldn't want to talk about the 5 or 6 tonight, but he thinks there might be a shadow of a chance now that Kernahan's back in action. And of course, they said today that Kernahan will be staying with the Blues in 1992, which is good news.
Fantastic game out at the Western Oval. How did the coaches come out of it?
Well, Terry Wheeler wasn't happy. He said the 2 slogging games out there in 2 weeks has taken some of the run out of his players' legs, but he was very happy that Steve McPherson obeyed orders, came down from the back line in the last minute or so and kicked that point to draw the match. But he said it wasn't a very good performance by the Bulldogs, although the Swans coach Colin Kinnear very, very happy.
Scotty,
one little thing, Sandy, is the fact that Justin Charles, the big bulldog, is in Western General Hospital, not with bleeding kidneys.
Hope he's okay. You're a very hard man to shut up. But thank you for your time, Scotty Palmer. That's it for tonight. Hope you can join us for the remainder of the long weekend. All the top football action coming your way on 7. Good night for now.
The 1991 AFL Premiership season, proudly brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, BP, Westpac, CUB, McEwen's, SIO and Vulcan Heating.
The mystery of 2 girls and a father who drove them to murder. Twin Peaks' Laura Palmer in The True Story. I just love you to death. Love, Lies and Murder, coming soon.
Good evening, Peter Mitchell with the latest from the newsroom. Geelong star Gary Ablett is expected to end his retirement by playing in the reserves match against Hawthorn on Monday. Police say the blowing apart of a teller machine at Blackburn early this morning was a bungled robbery attempt. The machine was destroyed, but the cylinders containing the money remained intact. Our weather tomorrow, a few showers and a top of 16 expected. Don't forget our news at 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. Until then, good night.
Nobody knows news like 7.
Tonight's celebrity games are brought to you by Dolmio. Wear the Dolmio grin.
Right now, we're searching across Australia for two families to join with two celebrity teams live here in the Stadium of the Stars. We found the Clark family in Adelaide and the Smith family in Sydney. They're competing tonight for a superb new Subaru.
The main event, I'm feeling right, I'm feeling right, yeah. The main event, yeah. The main event.
And here's the host of our show, Larry Ender.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Welcome. Another great audience. Thank you very much and welcome to the main event, and thank you at home for stopping by at the main event. A super duper Subaru up for grabs tonight and a super shopping saver. Two very anxious families standing by to clash for those marvellous prizes. First of all, we're off to Adelaide. We're going to the suburb of Osborne right now, where we're saying hello to the Clark family. Hiya, Clarks. And our captain in the Clark family tonight is Wayne. Hi, Wayne.
Hello, how are you?
Good, mate. Now, you got 12 chooks.
I have, yes.
As well as the family. How are the chooks?
Oh, they're going well.
And how are the family, more importantly?
They're very well.
Let's meet them right now.
It's my wife, Lorraine.
Hi, Lorraine. G'day.
My son, Darren.
Hi, Larry. How's that?
And
Good.
my daughter, Amanda.
Hi.
Hi, Amanda. How you going?
Okay, thanks.
All right, listen, we've got a great team lined up for you tonight. In fact, we've got a fish and a bit of carpet on a stick. Let's meet them.
I was out there with some guy in his butcher knife, and our only link just hit the door.
What'd you do with the Coke, Mulligan?
It should have been there. It's always in the casket. It's always there.
Hey, Tony and Al almost got busted looking for him.
You calling Tony and Al liars? Huh? I mean, are you saying that the stuff was there and they're not telling me?
Oh, Mr. Monero, please. How long have I been doing this for you?
Well, that's what I've been thinking about. You know, you've been here for 4 years. I've been sending my money down to Espinoza. He's been sending the Coke up, you know. So you think to yourself, hey, you know, maybe I'll just take the Coke just this one little time, and I'll tell Mr. Monero I lost the shipment, huh? Now, come on, how tough would that be?
No, I didn't, I swear. I mean, whoever took it must have figured out what was going on.
Take a zero off.
Ricky, it must have been Ricky. He's the one that took the stuff.
Who's Ricky?
Who, that moron hearse driver?
You know this guy?
We met.
Pick him up.
Mr. Monero!
We've been bloody fools. The blow wasn't in the body. It's in the damn casket, the actual casket. We're running out of time. Monero must know by now there's been a double cross.
I don't like people staring. You like to stare?
What? Don't hurt her just yet, mate. We need her to make us a phone call.
Yeah, Breslin.
Jack, it's Tara.
Where are you? You okay?
I went to make that deposit at the bank, like you asked me, Jack. And I saw Ricky. They want Ricky, Jack.
Well, why? What for?
I don't know, but they'll kill me, Jack, if they don't get Ricky.
Corner of Edgware and 3rd, there's a payphone, 20 minutes. Sit down.
It's all my fault, isn't it, Jack?
Not all your fault. It could happen to anybody.
Well, losing Mr. Ramirez or getting Cousin Tarot kidnapped.
What do you want me to tell you, Ricky?
Nothing you can say. You got you and Troy into this mess, and whatever happens to her is my fault.
Hey, nothing's gonna happen to her.
But what if it does, Jack? I mean, I don't know why I'm like this. I don't know what's wrong with me.
You gotta start thinking more, Ricky. All right, kid?
I try to think, Jack. I'm always letting people down. I let you down.